Welcome again, my friend. This is the second part of business pitching on a new episode of Tidbits of Tasty Tuesdays. I promise that I'll give you two parts of business pitching. The first one was the 6 ground rules of business pitching, and this is where I give you the 10 steps of how to work around your pitch before you stand in front of your audience. Well, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm considering that this is the gift that I will give to you as my Valentine. I really hope you will appreciate it and you will put your pitch in order before you go out and speak to your audience. An interesting thing. Have you ever considered that your business is actually a solution to someone's problem? So the first step, what is the problem? What problem have you built your product around? What is the problem that you're trying to address with your business? The minute you understand the problem, then telling someone else why you have created this product will not be very difficult for you. It will be the easiest thing because you already understand where your customers are in need. So think about it clearly. Do a good research before you put together your pitch. This should be the initial part of your pitch. For example, I could be talking about the way we dump garbage, the way we dispose plastics. So my problem could be disposing plastics. How plastics take forever to actually, they never get decomposed, do they? No, they don't. So you're building your product around the best way to dispose plastics. If this is the case, then you need to understand what problem is posed by plastics. That's the first part. Step number 1, elaborate your problem. That is because you've understood it. Step number 2, ask yourself, and this is something you need to tell your audience, who is experiencing the problem? That answers to the target market. Listen, I know it's really hard to dispose plastics. I know they don't degrade. They're not biodegradable. They're not going to be rotting for another, I have no idea how many years. And if at all they rot, I'll be surprised. Now, this is one thing we need to understand. As much as plastics don't decompose, it's not everybody's problem. It is somebody's problem, but not everybody's problem. I have had people talk about my solution is a solution for everybody. Notice, there's nothing called general public when it comes to business. You need to define your market. You need to define your public. You need to even know who particularly your problem, the problem you're addressing, is targeted to. I could have made nice shirts, really nice shirts, or like a good dress like the one I'm wearing. But you know what? I don't think my teenage daughter would wear this. So as much as this is, I'm trying to solve a problem by making this dress, the target market or the person experiencing the problem is not everybody. I need to be able to know who, how old they are, where they live, how it affects them, and how the solution is going to be suitable for them. So who is experiencing the problem? That's your target market. Step number 3, you need to understand what solution you're offering. It's not all solutions that are created around that problem that are suitable. Your product needs to be directed to a certain kind of people. Your product is that solution. This is what I say. A product is a solution to someone's problem. So your product or your product needs to be well defined. It needs to be the solution to the problem we just talked about in the first step. It needs to be well understood by the target market that we talked in number 2. And in number 3, we're defining it. Number 4, the step number 4, ask yourself, how will you financially benefit from this solution, the solution that you have created? In this area, I'm addressing the revenue model. There's no need of creating such a beautiful product that cannot be used by anybody. So whatever product you've created, the revenue model should address that the aspect that you have created customer value, you have met the customer at the point of need. The second thing in this area is that you're able to bring in the marketing concept. You're able to introduce it to the same people who are experiencing the problem, who need this solution, and brand it, and that they will actually be able to have it as the first thing whenever they think of this problem. Because that's where branding comes in, the image that is left in the customer's mind when you talk about a certain problem. For example, in Kenya, whenever we talk of washing clothes, we think of this product called Omo. It is a washing powder. So even in our budgets, when we are writing down our budgets, our monthly budgets, the most probable word that you find in the list is Omo, even though we don't really mean to buy Omo. Maybe there are so many other products, but that is the buzzword. That's the word that we have always had. That's the word that made sense to us since we were little. So the revenue model should be able to bring in the branding concept that the customer, the target market you're thinking of, they'll be able to use your product as the as the reference point at all times, and finally being able to sell it whether online or offline. What's the fifth step? And this step actually calls for being precise. You know what? In the ground rules, we talked about the fourth rule being precise. Now, when we're being precise, it's about goals. By the time you're coming to pitch your business, you need to be able to tell your audience what you intend to achieve and what you've achieved so far. The what you intend to achieve needs to have a timeline. For example, this could be my product. I've sold it to 20 people so far. The response is ABC. In a few months, I need to elaborate how many months do I intend to have this product going further into the market, or have it develop even further. The fact that you have, how much you have achieved, the number of goals you've achieved around your product needs to be told to your audience. They need to know how far you've gone in developing your product. They need to know whether you've started or not, whether you're calling them up so that they can help you start, or that you've already started and now you need their presence. Remember, not so many people will be interested in an idea that they cannot see a product. They need to be able to see what you're talking about. And this takes us to the sixth step. How do you intend to reach your target market? I may know that this dress is suitable for moms. I may know that it is suitable for moms living in very hot areas. But how do I intend to get it from the factory all the way to where they are? For example, I live in the coast region of Kenya, and this place is really hot. It can get really, really hot. So this dress is actually good for me here. However, when I am pitching my business, I need to be able to tell the audience how I intend to get this dress from here to where the target market is. They need to be aware that it exists. They need to be aware of the pricing. They need to be aware that it is actually suitable, the feel of it. And this is where the marketing concept comes in. How do I intend to get them to know about it? Is it word of mouth? Am I going to go online? Am I going to use social media or using a website? Am I going to use TV? Am I going to use billboards? All these methods need to be defined in the sixth step. The seventh step is helping helping me get this product from where it is to the place that I want it to go. From the production area to the target market. How will I get there? Now you must be thinking, are you talking of delivery? No, I'm not talking of delivery. What I'm simply talking about is, for me to be able to produce a dress all the way to getting it to the market, I will need a team that will help me be able to deliver this dress from where it is to the target market. The team could be composed of an accountant who will help me keep watch of the finances, or a financial manager. It could be a sales guy, maybe someone who's so experienced in the sales and marketing, or marketing and sales, depending on how you put it. It could be someone who is very good in the designs. These are people whom I need in my team. Remember, these people could be in my audience. So when I'm pitching, these are the people I would be pitching to. If I'm concerned about the chain, how to get it from the product to the market. The eighth step is something I've spoken about before. You remember at one point when I said that if there is one record you're going to keep in your business, it had better be the cash flow. Yes, how the money comes in and how the money goes out. When you're talking to your audience, when you're pitching your business, this is very important. Suppose there's an investor right there who is interested in your business. They need to know how their money, once invested in your business, will come in and how it's going to go out. Remember, it's not about the profit. Most of the investors who are financial investors are not so fast to hear the profit part. They need to know the reality about how money comes in, how it's being used, and how it goes out. For example, if we're going to invest in marketing this product, the investor will need to know how much will go into the marketing section, how much will go into the development, how much will go into investing, so that we can know then how much we'll get out. How much we'll get out of it, so that now we can start talking about the profits. Nobody wants to put in money somewhere where they cannot see how it's going to navigate through the whole process. So remember that it's a vital part, and it's our 7th part. Oh, sorry, it's our 8th part. And while you're talking about cash flow, make sure that you show your audience 3 years projection. It's the minimum you can do. You cannot just come in and tell us in about a few years. We don't take a few years. Audience will not be thinking of a few years. They want to know that in year 1, we're going to spend this much because of A, B, C, D, and we're going to get this much. And maybe we will not be able to break even. Maybe we will be going at a loss. However, on our 2nd year, this will be our expenditure. And because we will have already been established in the market, then we're going to be able to break even by the 8th month. These are words that investors want to hear. These are the words that partners and teammates want to hear. These are words that you need to use. So you need to show at least a 3-year projection of how your business is going to run. This should be in your business pitch. And I'm assuming that we're talking of this, and this is something that you're actually preparing to do. Then your 9th step, and now we're getting close to the end. This should be getting you a bit excited. Hey, have you ever imagined that you could be trying to court a lady and you're the only one? That's a good dream. A very good dream. But you need to wake up. You need to wake up like really now. Because there is no way you're the only one who is noticing this girl. You're not the only girl who notices this guy. You're a million of you. And all of you got dreams about how to get this person out for Valentine's. So in your business pitch, when you pitch, remember, you may be having the best solution in your eye. It must be the best product, yes. Thank you very much for taking so much time to create it. But remember, you have competitors. And that's what we address on the 9th step. That you actually got competitors. You got people who are creating that kind of a solution or something addressing the same kind of a problem. For example, we talked of the dress. It's not the only one. It's a velvety dress. But I'm sure there are so many other companies that will be developing the same kind or producing this kind of a dress. Or producing something else that will address the heat problem amongst women of my age. So notice this, that your product could be so beautiful, but you also need to remember, you're not the only one who has seen the problem. So someone else has seen it, and someone else is producing the same kind or something close to it. Are they cheaper? Are they better? Are they faster? Do they have muscles? These are things that you need to consider when you're developing a product, and especially when it comes to the moment of pitching. Why? Your audience are already aware of it. Your audience could even be your competitors. Have you ever thought of that? That you could actually pitch to your own competitor? It is possible. Or they could be having an idea like it, but they've not done anything about it. And the mere fact that you have pitched, they'll go and develop it. Because now they've known where you're going in and out. They know your ins and outs. So remember that. Address the point of competitor. Now, a mistake I've seen in this area, most of the people, when they address the competitors, they talk about a very big competitor. I came across this lady who was pitching in a meeting where I was involved as a judge, and they talked about this big bakery. She was baking some tiny cakes, very nice cakes, beautiful cakes, well packaged. And she was talking about this business that is really big, and they do cakes for organizations, for birthdays that are big, or for end-year parties, for weddings. And she's just producing quick cakes. And she talked of that big business as their competitor. And I thought, dream on. That's not your competitor. Consider that as one day your ideal business. That's not your competitor. Your competitor is the other guy who you are almost at the same level, maybe a year older, and they're doing something similar. They're addressing the same problem. You need to be able to scale yourself. You're not already that high. You're beginning. Be able to look at, let me call them age mates in business. Your mates, your playmates in business. That's where you need to focus on. Stop worrying about that guy at the top there. He's not even worried about you anyway. As you graduate, as you grow your business, that's when he becomes your competition. At the meantime, he's not. That's not it. Maybe you use him as the ideal business, yes, but not the competition. Competition is your guy down here where you are. And as you grow, now you change, because you need to keep changing. The pitch you give while starting is not the pitch you give 2 years down the line. That whole story changes. And that means that if you do not consider your competition properly while pitching, you would lose on your audience. Finally, the 10th step. And you must be thinking, yay, we're almost done. Yes, we are almost done. So the question is, in our 10th step, how do you want your audience to participate in the development of your product or your business? Where do you want them in? Remember when we talked about business pitching as a time when you tell or you talk to your audience about your business, all about your business, then you tell them about how they will benefit from it and how they can come in. This is the time. This is the time where you say it in black and white. This is where you become so precise and so confident to your audience and tell them where you want them in. This is where you say, in this business, I am looking at investing 1 million Kenya shillings. And when you say that, the investor is thinking, okay, so far I have seen this much. However, you could say, it is at this moment that I want to look for or to be able to connect with people who have financial knowledge so that they can help me keep up to date with my finances in this business. You're looking for a teammate who has finance knowledge or background. When you're talking about getting this dress into the market, you're looking for a teammate who is a marketer. However, if you really just want to sell, then you need to make it very clear. Remember, your audience is a big variety. Know your audience. Know where you want them to come into your business. Do not pitch to people who you don't understand. It won't help. It will be a waste of time. Now, you don't want to waste time, do you? Remember, at the end of all the pitching, when you've done all the 10 steps, the most important bit is the 10th step. You cannot ignore the 10th step, and it's the most ignored step. Everybody goes all the way to the step number 9, and when they're done with the competitors, they go like, thank you. And I'm thinking, and what are we supposed to do about that? What we're supposed to do about that is you giving us an opening for a deeper dialogue. That is when you're done, you see this guy pass the card, give your business card. Why? He thinks it's a discussion that you need to pursue with him. So do not forget that vital part. When you have done your entire pitching plan, remember that part. Now, this is one part that I've been so concerned about. A question that I've been asked so many times. Having done all these 10 steps, the question comes, should I use a PowerPoint presentation or should I do it verbally? If you're on the streets, use the mouth, verbally. But if you're invited to come and pitch, where you have a whole hall of investors and maybe all sorts of audience, consider using a projector. Consider coming with a tangible product if it is possible. And if it's not possible, consider using photos. So to my friends who are doing mobile app development or mobile applications, come in with something on the mobile phones. Have several phones that these people can play around with whom you're pitching to. If you're pitching to one person, give them the phone, let them have the feel. Pitching is not enough until people can actually feel it. You're trying to bring them to empathize. You're trying to bring them into the situation. They need to feel it. They need to experience it. They need to be able to say, yeah, this is a product. If they cannot do that, believe you me, they'll be thinking like, good story. So where do I come in? A picture speaks, I believe, more than 1 million words, not just 1,000 words. If I brought the photos of this dress maybe because I cannot bring it to the room where I'm pitching. If I can bring it, the better. Why? People need to feel. But if I bring the picture, people will see the picture, maybe worn by different ladies. It gives a very good picture. I remember of this gentleman who pitched about a t-shirt where he was doing hand painting, and he was wearing a shirt that did not even wear the painting. And I was like, why the heck do you want to pitch that? And he was like surprised. And I told him, you know, if you're pitching to me about the t-shirt, please put it on. That way I see how comfortable you are. Bring two pieces, one that you're wearing and the one that you can bring to the judges, the one that you can bring to your audience. Let the people feel it. Do not forget that. Creating that opportunity for the audience to feel it. Creating a chance for them to see it. And the best of them all, giving them an opportunity to ask questions that you should answer. Ground rule number 6, confidently. Now that is the end of the 10 steps of business pitching. I really hope that you will be able to actually go around and get all these steps, put them together in your PowerPoint presentation or in your book, and prepare your pitch. Your pitch can only be 5 minutes, so you need to really shrink it down. I did that long video so that you can be able to get the points together. For now, I will say goodbye, and I hope to see you in the next bit of tidbits of Tasty Tuesdays. For now, it's bye.